Hello everybody, I'm Tessa Shepperson of Landlord Law and also the Landlord Law blog, and I'm here today with my assistant Mark, and we are answering your questions. So I think we've got a tenant's question today, haven't we?
Yep, so this is a question from Victor, and the question is this. I recently started renting a property, but when I moved in, I found out that it was very dirty. Can I complain, or can I take any other course of action?
I think probably the main thing to say here is that when tenants leave properties, landlords and letting agents often want to charge for cleaning. And the important thing to say is that they can't charge for cleaning unless the property was clean when you moved in, because a landlord and a letting agent cannot require a tenant to put a property in a better condition than it was at the start of the tenancy. Now, if a landlord wants to claim cleaning against you when you go, they need, if you object to it, they need to be able to prove that the property was clean at the start. And the way they usually do that is to say that it was clean in the inventory. So you need to check your inventory and make sure it doesn't say that. And I think it would also be a good idea for you to take photographs, assuming you haven't already cleaned it. Don't clean it until you've taken photographs showing how dirty it is, and also write to the agents complaining about the dirty condition of the property when you moved in. Because at the end of the tenancy, you will be able to say, if, for example, it goes to adjudication, that, you know, this is evidence that it was dirty because you complained at that time. So you need to put those steps in place to protect your position later on. Just about cleaning generally, sometimes landlords put clauses in tenancy agreements saying that they will always charge X amount for cleaning. Now, they can't do that because that would be in breach of the Tenant Fees Act, which says that you can't charge any fees other than the fees that are authorised by the Act, which doesn't include a fee for cleaning. But landlords can charge a fee or compensation for breach of contract. So most tenancy agreements will provide for the tenant to keep the property clean. So if you're able to prove that the property, or the landlord is able to prove that the property was clean at the start and it was dirty at the end, and that there was a clause in the tenancy agreement requiring them to keep it clean, then the tenants will be in breach of the terms of their tenancy, so they can claim the cleaning costs by way of compensation. But it's got to be clean at the start. So I think that's basically all we can.
Yes, just as a quick note, I don't think there was no COVID regulations regarding this. If you are at high risk of COVID and you have found a dirty house, I think the best course would be to speak to the landlord directly and ask whether they can clean it themselves or whether it could be a cleaning charge. But I don't think there's any regulations regarding this.
I don't think so, yeah. I mean, you can, if you've got, talking about complaining generally, if the property's been let to you by a letting agent, you can bring a complaint to the letting agent and say, you know, that the property was very dirty and you're concerned about, you know, COVID. There are property redress schemes that you can complain to. There are two. There's the Property Ombudsman and the Property Redress Scheme.
Yeah, PRS.
At the moment, if you rent direct from a landlord without an intervening letting agent, there isn't a redress scheme that you can use. You just have to complain to the landlord and hope that he listens to you and does something about it. But I think the main point to take away from this is that you don't have to leave it really clean when you go, because it wasn't clean when you moved in. Okay, thank you for watching.
Thank you.